Dubai Today with Suzanne Radford.
A feeling, expressing yourself and communicating through the performing arts. Star 2, an experimental theatre project founded by Sol Abeid, invited me to a rehearsal of their forthcoming performance entitled Is It Real? One of the key stars of Star 2 is that they don't use props or conventional set. Instead, they use these white muslin cloths they call It. I sat in on the group's brainstorming session and asked some of the performers how they got involved and came to find Star 2.
So my name is Sarah, so I've been in Star 2 since the first season, and I can't remember how I was introduced to it. I think someone sent me some advertising that Sol was doing, and we just turned up, and it was completely different from the start, because when you have no props, you have to use your imagination, and when you have no script, basically you've got complete freedom of creativity, which I think why people here enjoy staying at Star 2, because the ability that we have to create, you wouldn't be able to get this anywhere as a performer.
So what kind of performance have you done before to come to this style of performance? Did you find that transition challenging, or was it liberating? How was it, that transition?
Yeah, my name is Flora, and I also have been here in Star 2 from the first season. And I did theatre before, but always in a traditional way. So obviously, with a script, with props, with a director to tell me what I have to do. I have to study the script. Well, here you have to be a writer, you have to be a director, you have to be everything. It's very creative. I love it. And obviously, well, Sol is a wonderful director, and she always comes with great ideas.
So, Sol, a little bit of background on you and what you're bringing to the UAE with this approach.
My biggest inspiration is Ariam Mnouchkine at the Théâtre du Soleil. I've been really lucky to be able to work with the actors that I'm working with. Everybody has different backgrounds, and it was important also to be able to have people's specialties be used inside the troupe. I really wanted to create a troupe for a long time, and I think we hold record time now as a troupe together. 5 seasons, 12 shows in total. That basically the core actors are the same, and I prime and focus on mostly ensemble concept. We learn to work with each other's energies. We know how to catch each other, and I think that the group work for me is the most important thing.
Dubai Today, only on Dubai Eye 103.8.
Joining me in the studio now is the founder and director, and also a dancer and coach at Star 2, Sol Abeid, the founder, and Shireen Saifuddin, dancer and coach. Welcome to the program. Thanks very much for coming in today. So Star 2 is a experimental theatre group. So can we first of all talk about the origins of it? Sol, you're the founder.
Yeah, this setting up Star 2 was in great part inspired by attending a workshop in 2009 by Théâtre du Soleil, led by director Ariam Mnouchkine. And when I came back to the UAE, I've been here since 1984, so theater was thin on the ground. Had to go away to study. Came back, but now it's just boomed. And this came out of a desire to have a kind of theater here that sort of challenges conventional ideas. And I was lucky enough to bump into this great group of people who were willing to take an intellectual risk and do this kind of theater here. So it was great luck bumping into them, and we work towards a theater that, I'm going to use the word aesthetic, that works towards providing an aesthetic experience for the observers. We're very physical. We use a lot of multimedia, and I'd like to think it's difficult to put us in a certain category. We try to blur the lines between the arts. So a couple of our productions have been akin to something like installation art. So we want to incorporate visual arts, video arts into our creations. And we're also a theater, I'd like to think that we want to make an impact, whether that's social or cultural. So a kind of theater that not just entertains, because entertaining has its value for sure, but also makes you think.
And Shireen, how did you then get involved?
I first joined Star 2 in 2011, so a year into, after Soul formed the troupe. I really didn't know what I was getting into to start with, because it's something that Dubai is not really exposed to. And as an Indian classical dancer, I come from a very different kind of training. So the first couple of sessions was really about thinking differently.
Part 2 is an experimental theatre troupe which is funded in Dubai, and what we do every show is we ask a question, and we don't necessarily give the answer. I think that's for the public to find out what it means, and we are probing people and asking them to participate mentally to our show. Star 2, we've known each other for so long that you can share whatever you want with Star 2 because you know them so well. You've got no inhibition. It's like family because I know I'm with Star 2. So even if I forget a line or something goes wrong, someone from Star 2 will pick me up.
Can you press them as soon as you say it? Because otherwise we're like, we're hitting him because we are constantly too early.
The problem is that the computer takes that much of time.
Okay, so when she says enforce, we wait.
Yeah.
And then
and then so when you talk, just wait half a minute.
You have potential. I will now award you with level 3 reality awareness.
A lot about acting is in the eye. You don't realize it, but a lot of acting is just done with the eye. And if your eyes don't speak, the expressions don't project.
Yes.
It's as simple as that.
Yes, yeah.
How you create rasa or duende, or how you create that feeling yourself, and also I think it's called time. And also with the audience, the first thing you need to do is your eyes follow your hand. Essentially, I feel that we're all here to explore and discover a bit more, not so much about acting, but a bit about yourself and a bit about being truthful to the question we ask each season. So I think we all have the same role. It's just that our language is different. Like we speak better in dance and somebody else speaks better in prose. So I think my language is dance. I think that's the only.
I would talk about energies. So every one of us give a different energy to the group. And this is something innate. It's not something that we work on that. It's something natural that we give to the group. That's why it's probably so different from another group, because other groups work from something already made. So they have to do what the director said, and sometimes they are not themselves. Here we are more ourselves.
There, in that book, they live in a society where the logic and reasoning, and that is the most important thing. There's no arts, there's no, let's say, the feeling side of the life. So this was about kind of a nice experience. Optimally, you forget everything else. You're just there and you do what you're supposed to do. I think my life is still the same, but it's a little bit better. There's nice people in my life. We do nice things, and that's same life, but a little bit more spice in it, I would say.
Toco la música incidental, una sirena, unas risas, unos efectos especiales, una música romántica, un poquito de una música triste.
My name is Dražen Lucic, and I've written this kind of story about myself, or what I am, and the other part is what I don't want to be. A computer guy is obsessed a little bit with technology, but what I don't want to be is, I don't want to be a conformist, and this guy is conformist. He wants to be included in some big society scheme and wants to be obedient. I called him Mr. Obedient, or Mr. Obéissant in French, and so I kind of, in this story of mine, I confronted myself and my opposite. And that's it. It was a revelation, really, because I was caught by a soul, and with her is always, if you promise something, if you say you will do something, she will make sure that you do it. So there I am. I was acting and I feel beautiful. It's great. It's the Star 2 magic. We do occasionally make mistakes. We know how the script goes, and we maybe forget something or whatever. But my fellow actors, they all support me. We all support each other. So we all know what should happen approximately. And if I see that they are making a mistake, or if they see that I make a mistake, they recover me very quickly. So I just was relaxed all the time.
The only experimental theatre group in Dubai, maybe in UAE. You can be Star 2.